Hello everyone, it's 𝐎𝐿𝐷𝐼𝐷𝐼𝑇𝑆 and welcome back to another video. Today, I'm kind of tossing up whether I should do a buying horse video or a storytime video, but since I actually don't know what horse I'm going to buy, I'm going to do a storytime. It feels like so long since I filmed because I've moved to like doing one video a week rather than multiple videos a week. And I don't know, it just feels like so long since I filmed, so let's just go. I'm just training, wait, I'm not training Romeo, he's maxed. I was just going to go to Golden Leaf and do their races. You know what? I will go to. Oh, there's Horse of Yorkcon, isn't there? You know what? I'll just go to the Valley of the Hidden Dinosaur and freeze there while I look for skeletons. Okay. Anyway, today I'm going to be doing a story time, as I said. So today I'm doing a story time of the time I got in trouble in primary school. And I know what you're probably thinking. Wasn't there like a million times you got in trouble in primary school? And no, in primary school I was like the perfect kid. Like I was so scared of like breaking the rules or doing something wrong. I was like terrified. I was like teacher's pet. Like, yeah, you probably would have hated me, honestly. Anyway, so basically I was like really good girl. Like the teachers like could count on me like to be good, basically. All the time. So wait, where is that? Oh, there it is. So basically, one time, I'm not going to say what year level this was, but it was because like that might reveal something. But okay, so basically, at my primary school, certain year levels went to a park like across the road from our school, like, you know, just like a playground. Like once a week, one lunchtime a week, a whole year level would go, and then a different lunchtime a week, another whole year level would go, right? Basically, like I think probably like every day of the week, yeah, every day of the week pretty much, yeah, there would be a year level who was at park, and we just called it park, cause like, I don't know, it was just park. Anyway, so basically at the time, one of the like biggest crimes in like, okay, it seemed like the whole world, but like it obviously wasn't, but at the time, skipping park, and by skipping park I mean just like staying at school and not going across the road with everyone else to park, like not even that bad, like it wasn't like we ran off by skipping park, literally just staying at school. So skipping park was like the absolute like worst crime. You know what I mean? And of course, with like in a young child's mind, it was like awful, but like now it's just like, why did they care so much? Anyway, so I had like 3 close friends at the time, and one time in class we had to like put on this like play of, I don't know, whatever. It was like we got a topic and we had to put on a play about it, whatever, to the whole class. And so before lunchtime we were working on the play, and then me and my friends were like, wait, what? And me and my friends were like, before lunchtime, like, okay, this is where we're gonna go to practice our thing, and then afterwards we might have some time to play in the playground, and we're gonna practice here, and like we just have it all planned out, right? And obviously you can see where this story is going. So of course that lunchtime happened to be the lunchtime that my year level was going to park, and yeah, obviously you can see what's going on, because we were so focused on like our play, because we're like, we're gonna rehearse in this spot here, and like we're gonna like practice it, and it's gonna be amazing, and we're gonna have the best play in the class, you know, like, all of that stuff. Because we did all of that, we forgot to go to park. It was the park lunchtime and we forgot to go to park because we were so caught up in our play. And so basically must have been hilarious for the people like when we got over to park, because basically when you got to park they would like tick off your name like on the roll to make sure you were there, right? And so your whole class would like stand in the line in roll order, and then the teacher would come down the line like making sure all the kids were there, like ticking them off. And now this is the awful thing. Well, it's not awful, but it just makes the whole situation like even funnier, right? So basically, my 3 close friends and I, we were like, our names were next to each other on the roll because we all had like pretty similar last names, like last names starting with like the same letter or the same range of letters, right? So we were next to each other on the roll, and I could just imagine the teacher's surprise when she got to park and like obviously going down the roll list and like ticking off names, and suddenly there's like the 4 like goodest girls in like the entire year level all not here, and of course our names are all in a row, so it's like 4 big gaps, and it would have just been honestly hilarious, and I wish I was there to see it, but obviously then if I was there then it wouldn't have been an issue, but it was just like it must have been so funny, if you get what I mean. So obviously we skipped park accidentally, right? Because we were focusing on this drama play. So back at school, we're like in whatever spot we'd planned out to do, and we like, I don't know, we rehearsed the play for a bit, like ate lunch and rehearsed the play for a bit, but then I think after a while we were like, I'm trying to remember like exactly what happened because like it was quite a while ago now, but basically we were like, after a while we've been practicing, we were like, okay, like, you know what, like we think we've got this, like let's just go like play on the playground, like play on the monkey bars or whatever for a while before the end of lunch, because like, yeah, like why not, because we've worked hard, like, you know what I mean. Okay, so we go and play on the playground, and basically at my school we had like a playground for 2 year levels. For example, like we would have like a grade 5-6 playground rather than a grade 5 playground and a grade 6 playground. And at whatever playground we were at, we were like, oh, this is strange. Why is there like no our year level here and only the other year level? But of course we weren't complaining. It meant we got more time on the monkey bars, right? Basically, we were like, okay, like why is there no one from the other year level here? And anyway, after a while, we were just playing on the playground, whatever. And then, I forget who it was out of our group that realized, but one of us realized, like, hang on guys, it's this day of the week, we missed park. So, of course, whoever said it, we're all, like freaking out, because as I said, missing park was, like, the biggest crime in this primary school world. Like, it's hilarious though, because now I'm at high school and like kids are getting in really big trouble for like way worse than missing park, like doing some pretty bad things, if you know what I mean. And I'm just like, in primary school, missing park was like the worst thing we could do. So us being like really good students, whatever, we were like, okay, like we're gonna go back to our classroom like a few minutes before the end of lunch, and we're gonna explain to our teacher and be like we were so caught up in our play that we just like forgot to go to park, right? And we're like, okay, it's fine. Our teacher will understand. He'll understand because like, you know, we're like studious and whatever. Like he'll understand that we didn't mean to do it on purpose. So you can obviously see where this is going now, I think, because it's pretty obvious where it's going, but like I still wanted to tell the story, right? So, by the way, let me know if you enjoyed this story time, because I do have a couple of stories to tell. So I mean, if you enjoyed this one, then I can tell you another. Anyway, so we go back to our classroom 5 minutes before the end of lunch or so. And we're just like, okay, like we're gonna just tell him. So we like knock on the door or whatever, and there's actually this other kid who like has just come back from park, because park, you know, would end a few minutes early so they could get back to school. And this kid was like, oh my god, you're the girl who skipped park, you're gonna be in so much trouble. And of course we're like, oh my god, like no we're not, like we're literally here to explain. Turns out that kid was right. So, of course, we go into the classroom, like, a bit early, and we go to the teacher, and he or a nerds move skip park, because obviously the teacher that was at park, I don't know, called him or something, because it was such a big deal if you missed park. Like, they thought you'd disappeared off the face of the planet if you missed park. Like, obviously you didn't, like, you just stayed at school. And I didn't see what the issue was, like, actually staying at school. Well, I guess the issue is that, like, you weren't participating in park, but, like, it's not like we got disappeared off the face of the planet and gone missing or anything. Like, the teachers were shepherding us so fiercely. Like, it wasn't like we could just slip away. Anyway, basically, we go to the teacher and he's just like, so you skipped park, did you? And we're just like, and of course, we just like rush to explain, like, no, we're just focusing on this play, no, we were just memorizing what we wanted to say and practicing, and now it's really good, and now can we perform first to the class after lunch? And of course, he just ignores the bit about the play. She's like, why did you skip park? And we're just like, oh, because we were focusing on our play. I'm sorry, like, we're so sorry, we just got so caught up in it, we just forgot. And okay, something you should know about this teacher is that he was like the kind of teacher who was like, okay, basically, if every lunchtime, at least one kid in the school, whatever grade level it would be, will have done something wrong at lunchtime. I don't know, yelled at his friend, or I don't know, stepped on someone's toe, or whatever, done something wrong, right? So basically, our teacher was the teacher who the other teachers would send their misbehaving kids to be yelled at. It was a pretty backward system, honestly, just like literally having a teacher that was like the yelling teacher. Like, it was backwards, right? But like, I am not saying it was a good school. I am at a different school now. I moved schools like before the end of primary school to a school that did primary and high school. But yeah, anyway. Anyway, the point is, basically, oh wait, I just realized I actually have done another story time. I've done 2 story times on my channel. Well, I still have more to say, guys. Anyway, okay. Anyway, so our teacher was the teacher who other teachers would send their kids to be yelled at, right? As I said. So basically, we were in a lot of trouble. Like, he was a pretty chill teacher, right? Like, he'd play games with us at the end of every day and everything like that. But you did not want to get in trouble, because him yelling at you was like the worst thing that could happen to like a primary school aged kid, right? Anyway, the point is, he was like the script teacher, right? So after we've explained why we missed park, he's not having it. Like, he's convinced that we had purposely missed park, that we were determined to break the rules because we were rebels or something. And it's just so stupid, because we were like the most like studious, most good, like rule-abiding 4 girls in the year level. Like, we were just like, if someone had told him before that we were about to miss park that day, I don't think he would have believed them. But he was so mad. He was like yelling at us, like how we dared lie to him that we were practicing our play or whatever, and that we missed park and disobeyed instructions to go to park. And it was honestly like the stupidest situation ever. But as like however old I was pretty young, I was like distraught, right? Like, it was such a stupid situation, because I swear, like, we weren't bad girls or anything. I'm more bad now. Like, I'm not a teacher's pet anymore, but like, I still don't, like, I'm not a rebel anymore. But back then I was like terrified of breaking the rules. Now I'm just more like, I mean, nothing's actually gonna happen. Because, like, I mean, I'm not saying that now I go about breaking rules left, right, and center, but, like, I'm not, like, absolutely terrified if I don't know, do something a teensy bit wrong. Like, I don't know, accidentally wear the wrong earrings to school or something about the dress code or whatever. Like, I'm not that, like, stickler about the rules anymore. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Basically, I was an absolute teacher's pet then, so being yelled at by my own teacher was like the biggest blow ever. Honestly, now I would have been like, hey, listen guy, like, you were just like being crazy, like, that's a bit stupid, like, honestly, like, she's just a little girl who's like made a mistake, like, you don't have to be that harsh. But obviously then I was the little girl who made the mistake and was the teacher's pet, so I was like, I just couldn't, I was just like so incredibly just like distraught. And he was yelling at us for like, I swear, a good like 15 minutes about like nothing, just repeating the same things over and over again. And us four are just like standing there being like, okay, just like, get me out of here, kill me now, you know, kind of thing. But I mean, there's an other interesting thing. So basically, you know how I said that this teacher was the kind of teacher who the other teachers would send their students to be yelled at, basically, which is obviously not like the best discipline system, but you know, basically he would yell at these kids in front of our entire class, because after lunch, which is when most of the like the wrongdoings happened, the teacher would send this kid to our classroom, and our teacher would yell at the kid for like anywhere between like 5 and like 25 minutes, like a good long time, and the kid had usually done like barely anything wrong, right? And even so, no one deserves a public audience when they're being yelled at like that. Seriously, like, take it somewhere private. Because, and then I remember, like, whenever someone did something wrong, like, our entire class would be like doing mindfulness, like pretending to read a book or like coloring in or whatever, and listening in. And I know it was so backwards, and I regret doing it now. I realized I should have probably just actually tried to be engrossed in the book or whatever to actually kind of give the poor kids some space and privacy. But that didn't happen. We were all just very silly young people with no sense of what's right and wrong, really, except for the school rules are correct and anyone who breaks them is wrong. So anyway, what I'm saying is, even though this teacher was like kind of bad on like all counts pretty much, I can give him this, that he had the decency to not yell at us in front of the entire class. He made the rest of the class wait outside after lunch for like the 15 minutes while he was yelling at us, and then let them in. So yes, we did get to be yelled at in private, and we were with each other, so it wasn't like we were like, you know, alone, because we had each other, right? You know, we're standing next to each other. But still, it was just like backwards, like yelling at a kid for something like that. I have some very strong feelings about that teacher, and he wasn't even a very good teacher. Like, he didn't teach us stuff, so, you know, that was kind of bad. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he's still teaching at that school, actually, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, if I continue with my story, basically he was yelling at us, and then he was saying that our punishment would be yard duty. I don't know if your primary school had this, but basically at my primary school, yard duty was basically you'd have to like walk around with the teacher on yard duty for the whole of recess or lunch for maybe multiple days, depending on what you'd done wrong. And yard duty was like the worst punishment ever, because you obviously couldn't go play with your friends or anything, right? The teacher was like, you're going to be on yard duty for like the next week at recess and lunch, and we're just all like, oh my gosh, like, I think like a couple of us crying at this moment. I can't remember if I was crying. I probably was. I cry a lot. I cry because I laugh too hard. I am definitely a person who cries. But basically, yeah, yard duty was like the worst punishment. It was, picking up rubbish was a better punishment, because at least when you picked up rubbish, you could like get your friends to walk with you. With yard duty, the teacher was standing right beside you, like, at all times. And but by the way, if you don't know what a yard duty teacher is, it's basically a teacher who walks around for like recess or half of lunch with like a first aid kit, so if a kid falls over or whatever, there's a band-aid, or if there's a disagreement and they need to sort out an argument or whatever. Yeah. The teacher said, okay, like, you are going to be on yard duty for like the next week recess had lunch, and obviously we are so distressed because it's the worst punishment ever, right? In these little minds of ours. So I am really upset, and of course, when I get home, actually no, not when I get home, as soon as my mum picks me up, because she picked me up and then we drove home, as soon as she picks me up, of course, I straight away tell her exactly what happened. And she already didn't like this teacher much because of the fact that he wasn't a good teacher. And she was, like, not having this. Like, because, like, she believed me that I didn't miss park on purpose. Because, like, I actually just wanted to do my drama thing and forgot about it. So after she'd established that I actually didn't miss it on purpose, she was not having this. Like, she was not going to have her daughter being punished for something she didn't do. So she emailed my teacher and emailed the principal. I had a phone call with the principal, and basically she was not getting revenge for me, but she was going to really embarrass that teacher. So after all the emails and everything, my mum's like, okay, I got you out of park. Sorry, not park. I got you out of yard duty. And I am, like, so happy because, like, of course, I got out of the punishment for something I didn't do, you know, I got justice, or, you know, whatever. It was really good. Like, my mum's amazing. So, yeah. Anyway, and of course, at this time, like, not only was, like, having a mobile phone, like an iPhone or whatever, like, it wasn't, like, that big. Like, only really adults had them. Like, I mean, a couple of teenagers did, but it still wasn't, like, that big at that point. I mean, it wasn't like now where, like, most people, like, kind of 12 years and older have their own phone. So I was under 12 at that time. I'm not going to tell you, like, what age, because that, you know. But at that time, like, no one, like, iPhones were big, but weren't that big. Like, they were big in the fact that most adults had them because of, like, work or whatever. But they weren't big in the fact that every kid and teenager had one as well. So basically, I couldn't even, like, message my friends or call them, whatever, to text them and be like, hey, got us off yard duty, you know, we're all good now, cleared our name, you know, nothing like that. So obviously I was, like, bursting to tell them and be like, my mum got us off, like, it's amazing, like, we don't have to do this anymore, my mum got us off this, like, you know. So when I got to school the next day, I'm so excited, and I told all my friends, I'm being like, oh my gosh, guys, like, I got us off yard duty, and I got us off, and yeah, like, it's good. So basically, I told them, but then all morning, like, before recess, this teacher's, like, looking really sour, because then at recess, he's like, our names, so, like, Paige and insert name here, insert name here, insert name here, come talk to me before you go out to recess. And I'm, like, thinking, like, what the heck? Like, I'm sorry, like, my mum got us out of this because you wrongly accused us of something, and my mum got us out of this, and now you're going to tell us which teacher we're going to be with for yard duty? Like, I'm sorry, like, what? Turns out he wasn't telling us which teacher we were with for yard duty. Turns out he made us all sit down, and then this is, like, the best bit of the story. And then he was like, I'm sorry. And that was just golden. To be fair, we had, like, this specific way of, like, saying sorry at my primary school. Like, they taught us to say sorry in a certain way. Like, I'm sorry, insert name here, for doing this to you. I'm sorry that it made you feel, insert feeling here, you know. He didn't do that. He was just like, I'm sorry. It's not setting a very good example for us, is it? Anyway, that's just a little bit of fun, but he said sorry to us, and that was just golden. It was like, yes, like, students 1, teacher 0. It was gorgeous. It was just amazing, and I can't get over how amazing it was, because it was just, yeah. If you've ever had, like, a moment where, like, you just won over a teacher like that, then you'll know what I mean when I say it was just, like, a golden moment then. if you want to, you can share your winning over teachers story in the comments, because teachers are good people generally, but there are just some out there that you just like, that just need revenge. Like, honestly, just need to be put in their place. And I'm not saying that all teachers are bad. I have amazing teachers, but there's like a couple that are just like someone needs to put you in your place. Anyway, that's kind of the story. Well, that teacher never tried to do anything to me again, because you would have to face my mom. But yeah, my mom was amazing then, so thank you, Mom. You were great. Like, I know it was just like a really small thing on the scale of things, but at that time it seemed really big, and you saved us. So thank you for that. That was really, that was like a like, if there was like a highlight reel of best mum moments, that would like definitely make it onto it. So yeah, I think that's actually it. Let me just get to a spot where it's not a hill so I can do an outro. Yeah, so if you enjoyed this story time, let me know down in the comments, and let me know in the comments down below, and I can, you know, think of another one to tell you, because I enjoy filming story times. They're really fun. But yeah, if you enjoyed, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. In the comments, you can leave your getting one up on the teacher, and you can let me know if you like this story time. So, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as it really helps me out, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!